Hi guys and welcome back to Sports Game HD and welcome back to the QPR series, where today we've got a live comment against Trabzonspor in our Europa League group. Got to recap the fixtures and that's it. It's been literally such a short month. Got like 3 games to show of results, so not a lot has really happened, to be perfectly honest. So let's have a look at the fixtures. Last episode was Blackburn away and we drew that 0-0, so nothing to say there. CSKA Moscow. Now CSKA Moscow are just class, absolute different level to us. Played a completely different game. Came to our place, beat us 4-2. Adel Tarap and Reece Williams got the goals for us, but they were too late, because by the time Reece Williams' goal went in, we were already 4-1 down. So Adel Tarap tried his best in the second half. 47th minute, of course, got his goal, but they were just a class above us, and we were well and truly humbled. And it was a big eye opener actually, because it just showed you how far we've got to go yet to get down to that level of being a top European team. Then we bounced back though and beat Leeds United in the Capital One Cup 2-1. Victor Andrade got his first goal, and Dribble Cisse, of course, my go-to man, as I was telling you in the last episode, got his goal. Nottingham Forest then in the Premier League and beat them 2-0. Theo Walcott and Dribble Cisse again. Cisse got on the goal scoring sheet. So good to see there, and kept the clean sheet, which was really key. But in the CSKA Moscow game, I played more or less full strength, but I think I got that tactically wrong. And Leeds United I rotated, Nottingham Forest I rotated. Today though, as I said in the last episode, we are going full strength. However, sorry, getting my words out. Although this looks brilliant, I mean, obviously you got to discard the preseason because they're always really good, but not a bad start at all to the season, really, if you think about it. Although there's a lot of Europa League games you've got to count. There's Slask, and we've not had a very difficult start to the season, in all honesty, in terms of the teams we've had to play. And what's coming is very tricky. So it's a bit awkward because we are currently in the Premier League. I know this is not a Premier League game, but we are currently played 4 games in 11, and we're in 11th, 2 games behind Manchester United. So we can really make up the ground quite quickly if we can just win the games. But the games we've got to play are very tricky. So today we are playing against Trabzonspor, who won their first game against Armonia 5-0. And that's really caused me to play resort back to the 5-2-3 counter-attacking formation, which I have not used now in so long. I didn't think I'd have to use it. I didn't think I'd have to use it until I faced Man City, Man United, to be perfectly honest with you. But I didn't expect to have to use it against Trabzonspor. But going on how good they were against Armonia, okay, Armonia are not as good a team as us, but in theory, but I feel like I have to resort to this. So, bit of an old favourite of mine. This tactic has worked. Similar version of this worked last year's game in my San Marino challenge, and I've got this one I'm using in QPR, and I've changed it again on another save I do that I don't record, that I don't put on YouTube. I've got another version of it, so it's a bit of a favourite of mine. It does work really nicely, I find, playing the 5 at the back with the wing backs, but hopefully it will pay off for us today. We are going full strength. Well, what is actually in terms of form and stuff like that is our full strength side. So hopefully we can get a decent result, because my record, of course, has not been very good as of late with Queen's Park Rangers on Livecom. So hopefully we're going to address this today. But now I feel like this team is up. Ince gets it in. Nathan, no, couldn't get quite. Fowlin, who's now a British citizen, Fowlin is. He recently got that. Cisse again. I told you. Oh, it's been disallowed. Oh, that would have been literally a "told you so" moment. He is the go-to guy. If he can, I pray he gets on the goal scoring sheet today above anybody else, because he's the go-to guy. As I was saying, I think that now that this team, as I've been saying a couple of episodes back now, I believe, that this team is now not the best team. It is not complete in the sense that we need a couple of superstars, but it's very close now, I believe, in terms of the age of the squad and what it can develop to become. And because of this, I feel like I can now save my money, and there's no need to go out and spend more than 20 million a season. No, maybe not even that. 15 million pounds a season, maybe no more. And the money that we do spend, if it's not on a superstar, should just be on youth. And I mean, I've been on the hunt for the next big thing. I've been literally scouting all over the world. South America, they had a good shot there from just went over the goal. I've been scouting in South America, Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Chile, Bolivia, Peru, also North America, Mexico, America, the United States of America. Scouted there. Been scouting in Japan, South Korea, Saudi Arabia. I looked at China, all sorts. Even Africa. I've been in Africa, looking at various places. Now the big issue we've got is the work permits. I can't sign players who don't get a work permit because I don't know what it is, but I think my board are just completely inept at getting striking deals and friendships with other clubs because they just can't do it. Ever since day one, I've requested a feeder club. I think I've requested one, just a general feeder club, so I can start sending some of my youngsters out to develop. I've requested that. That didn't come to surface. I requested a commercial link numerous times because we need that money. Didn't come to the surface. Just failed every time they do. Always failed to strike a deal or whatever they say. And also, I've been trying to get a work permit one. Every time, I more or less every couple of clicks continues. I do. I always go back and check to see if it's come available. It comes up every like 6 months, I believe. But sometimes you never know with this game. It comes sometimes it glitches out and you get the opportunity to do it. But my board, they just can't do it. So the only light at the end of the tunnel is that the board are enjoying life at the club and may sell the club soon, and the new board might be either loaded or hopefully loaded, and hopefully can strike some deals with other clubs, because at the moment I can't get work permits because my board are just completely inept. I think they lack social skills and communication skills maybe. Who knows, maybe they should go do a sociology class, or I don't know. Even though sociology doesn't teach you about communication. Anyway, off topic. But so now, because I'm now searching for youngsters, I feel like I was gonna make a change there. I just had it in my mind. I've forgotten the change. We'll put Admiral Trap on. That wasn't what I was going to do, but I'll do it anyway. Because I am now only going after young players who are going to be very cheap. I mean, I'm looking at an American player who's not going to get a work permit. Apparently my scout says he's going to fail, but I'm negotiating the deal just in case it does go through, because he's a bit of a beast. I think he's from FC Dallas, and he's only £30,000 they want for him. So they're very cheap, and because of this I can now save myself a lot of money, and I've decided there's no more financial editing by myself, because in the summer of course we did get the £26 million, so that leads me to think maybe the game sorted itself out and I've now got the good budgets, etc. So there's no more of that. I've deleted the program off my computer. It wasn't working anyway because the patch, well, it wasn't working at the moment, so no more of that. And as a result, I'm now saving money to try and get us a new stadium, because this stadium is just not, or our current stadium, Loftus Road, is just not up to par. We need to, if we are to kick on, we need a new stadium. We need a big stadium, for God's sakes. 18.5 or whatever the capacity is just not appropriate for a Champions League team. Well, that's what we hope to be. It's not appropriate for a Premier League team, to be perfectly honest with you. So we need that new stadium badly. Need it very, very badly. Today, 0-0, not too bad so far against Trabzonspor. If we keep a 0-0, I wouldn't be too disappointed, because I think we can beat this lot at our place. I think we can beat Ammonia, and I think if I play counter-attack, and my game's now... Oh no, I thought we got the blue ring of death then. I think we can, if we can go to CSKA Moscow and play counter-attack, I think we could potentially get a point from that game, which may see us through. I'd have to see how that works out in terms of points. But the key is rotation, and I'm going to try and make it so my rotations are every game when I'm not live coming, but so I can put the full strength team out so you guys get an idea of how strong we are. Although perhaps it does give you a good idea of how strong we are when I do rotate, because it shows you the depth of the squad, because that's a real sign of how strong a squad is, really, if you think about it. So maybe we'll do that. I don't know. Just see how it falls in terms of the games, because obviously the weaker teams I do rotate, and it's a necessity. It is not something that's debatable. We have to rotate, because if I don't not score. I've just got a feeling they're going to score. I've got a feeling they're going to score here. No, Corey deals with it. Good lad. He's turned into a beast. No, he's not. No, he's not. Cesar. No, deal. Get rid of it, please. It was like he dealt with it and he thought, you know what? Screw you. I'm gonna screw you over almost then. But luckily he didn't. Cesar saved the day. I've lost my train of thought. No, because of rotating. If I don't rotate, oh, that was almost a goal. If I don't rotate, then I'll get unhappy players. If I get unhappy players, that ruins the team chemistry. It means bad performances. It means players will want to leave. I have to start all over again. So I have to rotate, and also I've got to enable players to develop, and also make sure I've got a team that's not completely fatigued for those important games. And is that Didier Zokora? He's just passed the ball. And we are really on the back foot here. Come on, do the whole purpose of counter-attack. Soak up the pressure. Here we go. Thomas Ince. Walcott, use your speed. Run at them. Run at them. Run at them. Run at them. Walcott. He's not a penalty. No, he's not. I thought he had a penalty. He scored a really good goal against Nottingham Forest. I think it was... Yeah, it was him that scored against Nottingham Forest. It was a really good goal. It came from like the halfway line and ran round everyone, like I was saying in last episode. Just run round the defence. So that came to light. It was really, really solid. It was really good. I've now got the wrong picture view. Because we are rotating though, we are having to put out a weaker team. Well, not even a weak. I wouldn't even say it's a weaker team because I think the whole squad is very strong. But when you put all your best players together, of course the team is stronger. So when I put out the decent players all together, then we're having to fight for results. And the Forest game, although we won 2-0, and the Leeds United game, and even the draw against Blackburn, we're having to fight. And the Reading game early on in the season, having to fight a lot more, and that's either you can consider that a good thing in the sense that it shows we can fight for points and we're not, going to roll over and do not score. Deal with it. That's it. No, that's fair. That's fine. I don't care. That's fine. Considering they beat Armenia 5-0, and apparently we were underdogs, as you say, underdog status there. I'm going to say well done. So I lost my train of thought again. I've lost it. I can't remember at all what I was just talking about. It's been a long day. Right, I can't remember. That's so weird how that just went from my mind. I was on my mind and it's gone. Oh, because that's got it. Because we were fighting. Because having to fight is either a good thing in the sense that we're not rolling over and just taking a defeat or accepting a draw. Okay, we drawed against that team, but not the point. But also, then again, it's a negative thing because good teams go and blow these teams out of the water and just beat them 3-4, 5-0. So maybe it's a positive, maybe it's a negative, who knows. Let's just check on how some of my youngsters are doing out on loan. Carlos Fiaro at Udinese plays 7 games in total, 4 goals, average rating of 7.03 so far, so very good. Mason Bennett, 12 games, 7 goals, 7.05 rating. Very, 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 very good. Skellen Blair, nobody wants to buy him. They all want to loan him. He's terrible. Ali Amada hasn't played. Why haven't you been playing? I don't know why he's not been playing. They said he was going to be a key player. Who are they playing instead? Oh, fair play. Fair play, they're playing a better goalkeeper. That's disappointing though, because I want him to be playing. I don't want to recall him because he might not get the amount of gameplay he needs. Well, he's not playing at all at the moment. Who knows? I'll see what I do. I'll show you that player actually that I thought that I'm looking to sign. Philippe Fuss. 17 tackling, 17 marking, 14 heading, 13 composure. Positioning's 12, which is a little bit low, but he's only 18 years old and he's already in USA International. But as you see here, unlikely to be granted the work permit. Apparently he's going to become a leading player. What's his transfer status? He's transfer listed for £30,000, as you can see there. So we are currently got the negotiation. It's just the work permit, which I doubt he'll get, going on what my scout says, and they're not really wrong very often. So next episode I will come back to you for the West Brom game. As you can see here, actually, I forgot to mention, I've got Man United in the next round of the Capital One Cup. So you can almost guarantee we'll be going out in that game. So I'll come back for the West Brom game. in November. So I've got quite a lot of games to play until then. Really tricky games actually. These games are like last season. We had a crunch period. This could be a crunch period. Fulham, Man City, Armonia, Liverpool, Man United, in 3 different competitions. The league games, Fulham, got to win that. Man City, really hard. Liverpool have been really poor in terms of where their league position has been, but I've always found them really quite tricky at times to negotiate round. But I think we did beat them last season. I believe we did on Livecom actually. Did we? Yeah, beat them 4-0. But this one, who knows? Where are they doing in the league at the moment? Where are they? 5th. Yeah, they'll be tricky. And then Man United in the Capital One Cup, almost guarantee we're going to go out there. And the Europa League, this could be important. This could be important. Beating Armonia, because that will give us 4 points, and then let CSKA and Trabzonspor do battle and see what happens there. Trabzonspor at home to CSKA Moscow. I fancy Moscow to win that one, and that will give them 9 points, us 4 points, but they'll be, unless we can get a big win over Armonia, ahead of us on goal difference. Yeah. So anyway, that'll do from me. I'll come back to you at the West Brom game. Leave a like on this episode if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.